Hey guys, Monke AU here with another video, and today we're just going to go through my UFC 312 predictions. Now, I'm not going to beat the dead horse. Is this card the greatest that has been assembled? No. But you know what? If you're an Australian fan, this is actually a pretty interesting card because there's a lot of regional guys who are making their debuts. And, you know, just for the sake of it, I'm just going to do some rapid fire predictions. So I think Deporia's brother is probably going to knock out Colby in round one. I'm sorry, but it's just the truth. You really got to watch their fights. I've got a feeling Jack Jenkins could pull off the upset. The other guys, I don't really care about. Justin Tafa might be able to pull it off. Who knows? Co-main event, Zhang Weili versus Suarez. I'll be honest, I haven't watched a single Suarez fight, and I've only seen Weili once. That was at 300. And for the sake of the upset, I'm going to go with Suarez, even though she's the favorite, but you know how it is. Anyway, main event. The one which is actually really interesting. Like, I'll be honest, it didn't feel like a UFC week, you know, in the lead up to this. But now that I'm really starting to think about this and I've watched the countdown, I've seen the press conferences, this is actually getting real and it's really exciting. And I have to say, this is actually a good rematch. Now, obviously you can see my prediction, Dricus by decision, but I think this is, I don't know, I think this is closer than the way they have it, because they have Strickland as a reasonable underdog, which shouldn't necessarily be the case, but I can understand why. I'm just going to premise this by saying, I know last week with Imavov and Adesanya, I said there's no way that Imavov just goes out there and chins the other guy in 2 rounds, right? And look what happened. In this case, I still don't think either one of these guys is going to knock the other out or is going to get submitted. I think more realistically, it's more likely that Dricus would sub Strickland and probably knock him out, but still, I just don't think it's going to happen. I think the big thing is going into this fight is it's going to depend on what Sean does. You know, in the lead up to this fight, he says he's going to go out there and be very aggressive, you know, more so than he has been in his past couple fights. And this is going to be interesting because we all know Dricus is going to be moving forward no matter what, but Strickland going forward, that could change things up a lot. You know, him against Paulo Costa wasn't that exciting, I understand. And then Dricus against Adesanya was very exciting and was very back and forth, and still Dricus managed to pull it off. Even when he was losing the striking, not so much the wrestling. He was getting good moments on Adesanya with the wrestling, but eventually he subbed him despite the fact that he was losing. This shows that Dricus has that dog and that he's able to keep going, and also that he's very durable. Strickland in the last fight against Paulo Costa, just boring, one-dimensional, you know? So I can understand why people think that Dricus has evolved ever since their fight the first time around, but Strickland hasn't. And frankly, I really don't see a way that Strickland can pull this off unless he manages to repeat rounds 1 and 2 for 5 rounds over again, which is going to be pretty tricky because the thing is in the first fight, Dricus literally said the plan was to tire him out in the first 2 rounds, right? And that works, but that's a risky strategy. I don't think Dricus is going to do this easy style from the first 2 rounds and just let Strickland tire himself out, because he knew that, well, we saw it didn't really work. Like, Strickland never got tired necessarily. So I think this time around it's going to be the fight is going to begin very, very quickly, you know what I mean? There's not going to be a build up. We're just going to go straight into it. And because of that, I still think Dricus is going to win a decision, because again, I don't think he subs Strickland, because Strickland has actually got very good he not necessarily good takedown defense, but he can definitely get up if you take him down. Nor do I think he knocks him out, because people have pointed out that the last time Dricus knocked someone out was Whitaker, who I don't want to say glass straw because that's insensitive, but let's just be honest. And Strickland, I don't think he's knocking out DDP, because DDP has just got strange resilience to him, you know, more so than others. So because of that, I think this is going to go to a decision. I don't know. I think if Strickland can come out aggressive and march down Dricus the way he did Paulo Costa, it could work, but I just don't think it is, because Dricus is not like Paulo Costa and he's not going to care. He's going to throw back and probably just win each round over and over and over, you know. So eventually I'm going to say this is probably going to be maybe a 49-46 for DDP, you know, because he's going to mix in the takedowns and he's going to go for the striking. He's going to be unorthodox. He's going to maybe, I don't know if he puts him in a submission threat every now and then, but it's possible. Strickland, I just don't think has the toolkit that Dricus does. I'll say that much. Because of that, I'm going to go with DDP. Now, the big ramifications of this fight obviously is, well, whoever wins this is going to fight Kazmat. Frankly, I think either of these guys probably lose to Kazmat, but I think Dricus has a way better chance of beating Kazmat than Strickland does. and that's just because of the randomness that comes with him. So frankly, yeah, I don't think there's much to this fight. I really wish more Australians were actually fighting on this one as compared to on the other events. Like we have Dan Hooker next month, JDM in London, Urseg apparently is going to be fighting in Mexico. It's a real shame. Whitaker doesn't have a fight, but I know that was, it's only been 4 months since his loss, and that's going to take a lot of healing to get that jaw back. Still, it's a shame. This event isn't terrible. I'm going to be watching it, but all I can say is I'm just really excited for UFC 313 next time around. But yeah, this is going to be a good banger main event nonetheless, though. So yeah, that just about does it for the video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment, tell me whether you think my predictions are right, wrong. After the fight's over, come back to, tell me if I'm really wrong, if I am super duper wrong. And yeah, I'll be making more videos in the future, and I'll see you guys in the next video.